Hello my friends, welcome to another episode of Stephanie's Stamp Pad where we get together and make a card. We're in my home office and it's nice and warm in here. It's raining outside today, but it's nice and warm in here. And look at this adorable card we're going to create. It says hello. Now there's a lot of fun techniques on this, so I want to share them with you really quick before we get started. First, we're going to do some embossing. We're also going to be using our water brush up at the top. And we're going to be using lots of different ink colors and stamping on some die cut letters. Fun. Are you ready to get started? Let's go. First thing we're going to need is a couple products. We're going to need my Flower Power embossing folder that I designed for Sizzix. Done. We're going to need, what's the official name of this one? Outline for letters. And the die that matches. Okay. Then we're going to need a water brush. And we sell, ours are sold in a pack of 3 with different tips. And we're going to need lots of cardstock, and we're going to be using a banana inker. And then we're going to be using lots of ink colors, some of my favorites as a matter of fact. We're going to be using kiwi, ocean, guava, banana, and candy. Yummy, yummy. Let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we already have our card base. That was easy. Look at that. I just folded a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, cut it in half, and then fold it in half, and there's my card base. Yay, done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add this little strip of pattern paper to the top. So let's get our, you know what? That is like the 3rd time I've grabbed that same one. That is so funny. Okay, so now we're going to add some adhesive to this, and we're going to lay, make sure the hippos are going the right way. We're going to lay this down right there so it layers perfectly on the card. We just use the trimmer to cut that. Then we have this piece of cardstock. What we're going to do is we're going to lay that into our embossing folder. Now here's a tip. I've noticed that my cardstock here is a little dirty on this side, and I don't want that dirt on my good side. So what I'm going to do, and I don't want to get another piece of paper because I don't want to waste, I'm going to feel my embossing folder. One side is bumpy, the other side is nice and smooth. The bumpy side is the mountain side. That is the bottom. We want to lay our paper dirty down because we want this to be the top, and those mountains are going to go up through our paper and give us beautiful embossed cardstock. Now, we're going to lay this down and we're going to run it through our machine, but you know what? We cannot use the magnetic platform when we emboss. So we are going to switch this out because we don't want to use that, and I'm going to find, here it is, a multi-purpose platform. You might have a small one like this, or you might have a longer one. We're going to take tab 2, the top tab, and move that off to the side. Then we're going to use the rest of it that's here with 2 cutting pads to emboss. We're going to lay that down, we're going to lay this down, and then we're going to get a second cutting pad, and we're going to run that through. Now, why did I have to change my platform? Because the embossing folders are thicker than the dies. So I need to make my sandwich a little thinner. Okay, so now we've done our embossing. Now I always have to I get nervous when my magnetic platform is not in my machine. I just love it so much. Okay, now look at that. My mountains are up on the top. I have up happy flowers, not sad, depressed flowers, although those look just as pretty. But remember, this was the dirty side, so now I have beautiful flowers. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get our water brush out and our banana little inker pad. Now, I could use my real ink pad, but I don't like to use that for any inking or watercoloring or anything like that. I want to keep that pure banana for my solid stamps or any of my stamping, because I don't want any extra fuzzes or extra water or I don't want to pull any extra ink away from it. I want to leave those just for stamping. So I use my little ink pads, and I'm going to grab, let's get some scratch paper underneath us here. I'm going to grab my yellow pad, and I don't need to grab from the pad itself. I can use, if I have ink laying around the sides here, I can grab that. And I'm going to just kind of play with this and see. I'm going to give this a little squeeze, and we're just going to play with this. So I have enough ink here, so I'm just going to grab some of this ink. You can see I'm just kind of grabbing it, and I'm going to watercolor. Look at how pretty this is. And then we're going to get some more ink. Now, there is no wrong way to watercolor. That's what's so nice. If it's too dark, you're just going to squeeze your pen and make it lighter because the water will come out. And we're going to grab a little bit more over here. Now, if you need to, you could also get your re-inkers out and put a little drop of re-inker in there. But I have enough here. Okay, look how pretty that is. Now, the only concern I have is this has to dry. And I don't have one that's already done, so that's kind of a bummer. So dry, oh, I just squirt myself full of water. Okay, dry. So what we're gonna do, you don't have to don't do this at home, but let it dry, let it air dry, it's best. I like to let it air dry, but I'm just gonna kind of clean that off just a little bit because I want to finish my card right now on video. Okay, so there we go. That's pretty dry now. Look how pretty that is though. Now normally in real life, I have it a little darker right there. I would kind of add some more water to it to dilute it a little bit more, but that's just me. You don't have to if you don't want to. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we have our pretty card here, and I would normally not recommend you smushing it like I did because you're gonna smush your embossing, just a heads up. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add this to our card base. And again, let it dry first. Okay, and we're gonna add this right there. And look how cute those little hippos show. Perfect, huh? Okay. And then we're going to add our ribbon now because I want this to stay down and it'll help the card stay down a little better. Now again, don't forget, you are gonna let yours dry. Stephanie did not have time to let hers dry because I didn't think to make one ahead of time. Okay, so now, is my bow gonna be off? Let's see, one leg is much larger than the other one. Oops, let's do it again. Okay. Tie this again. Bow. When you tie a bow, this is one of the few crafty things my mother taught me because she's not a crafty person. You make a loop and then you go, normally you want to go in front. No, you want this arm or leg to go behind. Then you're going to fold it with your thumb and pull that little loop just like that. And look how cute my little bow is. Isn't that adorable? Yes, my mom knows how to tie bows. She's good at a lot of things, but craftiness is not one of them. But wrapping presents, whoo, every year her presents are like fantastic. I'm a horrible wrapper because I'd rather make cards. Okay, so now we're gonna pull this down. So that's why I give gift cards, and then I can just, I don't like that that's turned a little. Oh well, we're gonna be good. Here, let's turn it this way. Oh well, just leave it. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Okay, now we are going to, let's just do this because it's right here. We're gonna add this cute little flower. And where are we gonna add it? Just right here. My yellow's not showing as much. I'm gonna push my bow up a little so I can see more yellow. Okay, and now we get to do our hello. So normally I always say stamp first and then die cut. You're gonna get a better everything. However, kind of hard to do that with this, right? Because it's all one piece. Now, why did I make this all one piece? Well, because I could not imagine having little tiny dies that small everywhere. And I thought, gosh, it'd be so much easier just to have it in one die. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna die cut first and then stamp this time. So we're gonna lay all of our pieces out, and I kind of have an idea of what color I want them to be because they're already cut out for me. So we're going to do, the E is gonna be yellow, so we know that. And we'll move that up there. Look, we're gonna really make this fancy. Okay, and then the pink is gonna be the O. So we're gonna find the O over here. We're gonna lay that down right there. And the green is gonna be an L, but I have two L's and that's gonna be a pink. So we're gonna do both. You can do two at a time because as long as there's not a, what am I looking for? Score line on the die. Okay, so we have pink, we have E, L, L, and now we need our H, and H is blue. So we're gonna lay this down. Look at how fantastic this is. How easy is that? So now I'm gonna, with one pass, get these all die cut. And I hope you can see that. Yes, you can, fantastic. Okay, so we're gonna run this through. Dun, 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 dun. And did I lose? Oh, good, I didn't. I love this machine because I can do other things at the same time. Okay, there we go. Now, this is where the magic is. Ready? All those letters that I cut, I wanted an O. So there I have, oh, that one's a little tight. There we go. That one didn't cut as well. That's kind of weird. I should have ran it through twice. Yeah, should have ran that sucker through twice, sorry. Okay, then we have a lot of blade in here. You really should run it through twice. So I wonder if I'm gonna have issues. Yep, I'm gonna have issues, darn it. You could have also used the precision base plate on this. Darn it, pooey, pooey, pooey. I don't wanna, okay, well that's a bummer. Well, I'm gonna show you how to, let's see, die cut these. Darn it! I always run things through twice. You always hear me say, run it through twice, because on video it never works. So let's see if we have any of these colors handy. We're gonna do a couple of those letters again. So I wanna do the green, because I wanna stamp, some of them are already cut for me, but I want you to see me do it. Okay, so we're gonna stamp an L. So there's an L, and we're gonna run that through really quick, sorry. So when you're on video, run it through twice. And when in doubt, run it through twice. There's so much blade on this one. I should have thought ahead and known that I should run it through at least twice, but I wasn't thinking. See, look how easy that came out. Okay, so I'm gonna stamp these two, but then you can see that I already have these already done. So I already have the green. I already have those. Okay, throw these away, because you don't want to try to figure that, you know what I mean? Oh, like that A popped out easy, but yeah, we're not gonna mess with that. Oh, there's an L. Oh, good. I did get an L. Okay, good. Okay, so there's some. So let's stamp. It's time to stamp. It's time to stamp. So let's get the L out. Now, another thing I like about, whenever I do alphabet stamps, I always try really, really hard to make sure you get extra letters. So for example, on this one, there's 2 A's, there's 2 E's, there's 2 S's. I'm surprised there's not 2 I's, because my Kirsten, Kirstin, I always like her to be able to stamp her name, but unfortunately, she didn't get an extra I on this one. But I usually try to do that on all my stamp sets to give you extra letters. Okay, so we're gonna ink this guy up, and we're gonna look straight above it, and then we're gonna stamp. There we go, cool. And then we don't need that one, because we're gonna stamp it again. And oh, I do have baby wipes this time. And we're gonna clean that baby off. And then we're going to do, oh, don't do that. Then we're going to do candy in this one. Oh, fuzz, no fuzz allowed. And we're gonna do candy in this one and line it up. The nice thing about my stamps also is when I design them, I not only design the stamped image, I also design the back of the stamp. Now, and when I do the back, I always make sure it's nice and tight. So a lot of companies, and of course I won't say some, but I'm sure you've seen them, where they have a big extra background on it for the back of the stamp. We call it the base of the stamp. Well, it's gonna get all in your way. And especially if you're trying to line this up, that base is gonna get in your way when you're trying to line it up. So I always try to make it nice and tight so you can really get those together. Get those on in a nice spot. Okay, so now let's do the O. So we're gonna do guava for the O. Oh, not candy, guava. Guava, 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 guava. And we're gonna stamp this one right there. Fantastic. And then, well, we have an A, but we're not using an A, so we can throw that guy away. Okay, so now we're good. Now when I use these, see that? I only used it for a little tiny bit. What do? I put this back in the container, because you know I'm not gonna be wasting that. No way. Usually I'll tear them into little pieces too, but you don't wanna waste those. Those are my favorite ways. That's my favorite way. This can from one of the big box stores. I think it costs like $1.80 or something, but it lasts a long time. Okay, so now we're gonna close that up, and we are going to put our hello together. We're going to grab our card, and we're gonna have a blue H. Now, it would have been even smarter to put adhesive on the back of these, Sizzix adhesive, right? Because now I'm gonna have a lot of fun doing that, but sometimes you just don't think ahead. Okay, E. See how I'm struggling to get the adhesive on here? Sizzix adhesive is your friend. L. Dun, dun, dun. Look how easy this is though. I'm all about easy. I'm all about fast and easy, but fantastic. Because I don't want it to look like, somebody said the other day, it doesn't even look like you made that. Which was their way of a compliment, meaning, wow, that's like really impressive that you did that, and you can't even tell that, you know, it doesn't look like cheesy or anything. It looks like really good. And I'm like, well, thank you. You know, because they do. They look professional. I can make, if you use my dies, you'll look like a professional too. So trust me, it's not hard. Okay, and my O barely fit. Now, in hindsight, I should have started with the O and worked my way that way, right? Yeah, but whatever. Okay, look at how cute that is. How fun is that? Hello, with my watercoloring yellow up at the top and my cute little hippos poking out. Hello, and now I can write my message and send this to a friend. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Stephanie's Stamp Pad. Make sure you check out our website, thestampsoflife.com, for any of the products that you see here and a ton more. And I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.